Hey, what's up my YouTube friends and fellow eBay sellers? It's Robert back with another video. And I recently had somebody ask in the comments of another video that I did if I would make a what's sold video. So I thought that'd be a great idea and a good opportunity for me to share with you guys what's been selling for me. A couple things that I've done recently that have really boosted my sales volume. 2020 has definitely had some highs and lows, I mean in general, but also with eBay sales. And I found that over the last month or so, I've gotten a little bit more active, a little bit more diligent about going back, revising some listings, trying to purge some of my excess inventory and just, break even on it or just make the bare minimum to get rid of them, but get some activity going on eBay. And that's really helped bring activity even into some of my newer items, the items that I expected to make better money on. And as you'll see here in a minute, I've had a lot of really great items that have sold really quickly, and I think that those items obviously being winners, coupled with a little bit more effort and attention to my store in general, has helped kind of give me a lot of momentum here, and especially as we go into the holiday season. So for those of you guys who are new to my channel, again, my name is Robert and I'm a part-time eBay seller. I'm not full-time. This is just something that I do for fun and to bring in some extra money that I can put into other investments and kind of build the emergency fund. I just had a $6,000 air conditioner that I had to replace. I've had a lot of car expenses this year, and the eBay business has been great for things like that where it's never fun to have to make those expenses, but at least I know I've got this other side income that can kind of help weather the storm when we get hit with these unexpected occurrences. So, hopefully this will really motivate and inspire you guys to get back in, work on your business. If you're just getting started, hopefully show that yes, you can in fact, turn $10 into $100 fairly consistently if you're putting the work in. So before we jump into it, guys, if you would do me a huge favor, hit the like button. At the end of the video, please comment down below with any questions you guys have, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it and see what's been selling.
Alright guys, so we're going to jump on into it here. Quick note, I'm going to skip over some of the products that are items I'd had for quite a long time that I was basically lucky to get my money back or make anywhere between $5 or $10. But that's $5 or $10 for an item that I had to sit on for months on end. So there's several several items like that I have in here. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'd rather focus on the items that you really want to be finding that have been successful for me. So with that being said, we're going to jump into this first one here that literally just sold a few minutes ago while I was starting to put this together. But this was a pair of Haan's original Grands. This particular shoe brand I actually really like to wear myself, and I have a couple pairs of. So Haan in general is a brand that I like, but the original Grand line, which features a lot of sneakers as well as these kind of sneaker Oxford hybrids, have done well for me. And this shoe I picked up for $10, and it sold, as you can see, I just took a best offer on it for $70. So 10 into 70, and these were in really good shape. One of those I was actually able to list as new without box because they showed more or less as if they had been handled in the store, but that was it. Next one, we have another pair of shoes. This was an awesome find. I actually got this pair of boots for $1. They were somehow marked as the color of the week, and it was on a Thursday when Goodwill does their dollar day. So I'm not sure how that happened, but I'm not complaining. These were a really nice pair of boots and turned $1 into a sale that I ended up selling these for a best offer of $65. Next one, have a Robert Talbot 100% silk tie in a really beautiful pattern. This one I only had for a couple weeks, paid $4 for it, sold it for $39.99. When it comes to ties, this is kind of the sweet spot. Like, you can find ties like this that will sell for this type of price point pretty regularly. You gotta be out hunting but they're not like impossible finds where you can consistently have ties that you're buying for under $5 to sell in that $40 range. I have several like that in my inventory, and a few that you'll see that I've sold here very recently. Next one, this was a really cool find. Vintage Lamborghini jacket. I listed this for $125. It has Lamborghini written down the shoulder, as well as you can see on the front, and it's a nylon jacket. Just a really cool piece. Didn't have it for very long. I ended up taking a best offer on it for $83, and I had a couple other offers that were under $100. I didn't want to be stingy. I'm kind of trying to be a little bit more aggressive, turn things if it's a reasonable offer and it's a decent profit, and I'm just trying to do that to boost the overall number of sales that I have, and try and increase the activity, test out and see how that kind of affects the algorithm with eBay, and if I am seeing more activity in general when I'm taking more of these best offers, I'm sending out offers to anybody that's watching my item. And what I found so far is that I have very quickly increased my number of sales as I've been doing that. I had a Affliction thermal shirt. Affliction's a brand that if you can buy them real cheap, they have a following. A lot of these will sell for $20 to $30. So this Affliction shirt I ended up selling for $22. I only had it for a few days, so I paid $7 for it, which is a little bit high, but it's just more activity. And when they're quick sales like that, you don't have to make as much. I would be pissed if I had taken months to make $10, but to do that in a week or so. If you want to take the higher volume, lower margin approach, that's the type of item you can do it with. And this was a Canali dress tie here, a silk tie. This I paid $1.99 for, listed for $29.99, took a best offer for $20 in 4 days. So I am real pleased with that. It sold real quickly. This next one, I have a teacup. I'm going to skip over that, but I got that for free, sold it for $13 and had it for 9 months. So, not great, but I got it for free at a garage sale. Then we have a Peter Millar jacket. Peter Millar is a brand I like a lot. I've sold some of their ties. I've sold a couple of their shirts. And this particular jacket I looked up, and they sell new for well over $200. I saw several that sold right around $100 used, so that's what I listed it at. I actually listed it for $129 because it was a double XL, and then I got a couple offers, under $100. Instead of sitting on it to just continue getting those type of offers or maybe get lucky, I just said, all right, let's take the $85 offer this person made me and move on to the next thing. Hope for bigger and better items that I just continue finding. Bad Buy with the FootJoys. Then we go over to a Kuji sweater, which I found on OfferUp about a year ago and paid $80 for this. If you're familiar with Kuji, these are like all handmade. Every piece is basically custom, and some of these were selling for a few $100s when I was looking at this on OfferUp. I was pretty convinced I was going to get $250 to $300, and it just never really got much action. I never got a lot of offers or anything, so I dropped it a couple times. Ended up getting an offer for $170 and was fine to part with it after all that time. So I still made good money, and now I got that I can put back into some other stuff. So next one, let's skip over to this vintage Phoenix Suns starter jacket. I love jackets like this, these old athletic jackets. This one had a nice big Phoenix Suns logo on the back. Some of these starter jackets, Chalkline's another brand, logo athletic. There's sweaters, there's jackets, there's really cool designs that were offered back in the 90s on some of these, and depending on the design, they can go for as little as $40, $50 or as much as several $100s. So definitely keep an eye out for these older nylon jackets if you see any type of unique block coloring or any other unique patterns, and then there's a sports team associated with it. Likely that there's some money to be had there. And we continue on to terrible pair of Nikes that I sat on forever. Spring Step. This pair of kind of wedge sandals were in really good condition, and they were $6. Looked them up, and I found some selling for $40 to $50. So I bought them and ended up taking a best offer of $36. Next, we've got vintage Harley Davidson. I will always pick up a Harley shirt or jacket or Harley anything if it's pretty low. That one was canceled, but let's see. It's back in my inventory. These will sell. Like, I'm never worried about Harley. Then we had a Los Angeles Fire Department shirt and a Sullen Art Collective. Both of those I picked up in the same trip. The Fire Department one was $4. It sold for $19. But this Sullen Art Collective is a good example of the type of t-shirt that I always look up if I find them. And that's any of these with these graphic prints on them that then have some type of artist's name down at the bottom. Another brand that's a good example of that is called The Mountain, and they have a lot of these fantasy type graphic shirts, and they'll have a different artist name on them. They're not some high-end designer shirt, but they have a following. So I've found that they usually sell pretty quickly, and if you can pick them up for a couple bucks, which generally you can, a lot of times they'll sell for that $20 to $30 range. Certain shirts even sometimes more than that. So scouring through t-shirts, don't overlook some of these. And then we're going to go into, let's take a look at another great example of a really nice tie sale. This was a Gucci woven tie. I picked this one up for $5. Listed it for $50. Got a quick offer on it within the first couple days for $30, and I just went ahead and took it. Again, I can't emphasize enough that right now I'm really trying to be a little bit more aggressive with the offers that I'm taking to test out and see how that helps to boost my traffic, and so far it really is working well for me. This was a vintage Pendleton shirt that I bought. It was in great condition. I really wanted to get that $65 for it, but it sat forever and I really didn't get much offers or anything, so finally took a $40 offer to part with it. I paid $8, so it's fine. A couple not so great tie sales, and then right in the middle we have another great example of the type of ties that you want to be looking for. This is Ted Baker London, kind of a thin one with a really vibrant pattern. Really pretty tie. New without tags. I bought this for $4 and sold it for $39. That was full asking price. And we move down to my favorite shirt brand to sell when it comes to button fronts, Robert Graham. This one actually had like silk inlay down the collar. Robert Graham's always do really well for me. Every time I've bought one of these, I've made $60 plus profit, and they sold quickly. A lot of these have very vibrant patterns. You'll notice on the back of the neck, you'll see Robert Graham. There's a lot of brands that have this type of design on the label on the neck like that. Alan Flusser is one. Bugatti Uomo sometimes have similar looks at first glance, but none of those sell the way that Robert Graham does. And that was a under $10 item. That was an $8 purchase to sell for $89. Gonna skip down, another Harley shirt, some vintage FootJoy classics. Normally FootJoy classics are a great buy. These were spikeless, and I think that was a big part of the reason that those just didn't go for very much. Some ties, some other items I sat on for quite a while. Here's a great brand, Arc'teryx. This brand I'm not overly familiar with. All I know is it's a woman's athletic brand of some kind, and they've always made for great inventory for me. They've sold very quickly, and they've all sold in that $30 to $40 range, and I've been able to pick them up for just a few bucks. So this was kind of like a lightweight, you know, track type zip up sweater. That logo is the Arc'teryx logo, so you could look for that. But these have sold really well for me. They sold really quick. Another Hugo Boss tie for 25 bucks. That was a $3 purchase, and it sold really quickly. It was kind of a denim color. Had just a little bit of a crease that could have been pressed out, but I didn't even do that. I just put it up there with it like that in the picture. But it was a nice quick sale. And that one I did get the $24.99 asking price on. Skipping over a couple other bad buys. Sat forever. And then we have this Seiko watch, which is another watch that I bought on Aphria. And I really like watches, so I bought this with the intention of just kind of using it myself, wearing it, having a good time, enjoying it on the wrist. And then, you know, a lot of times I'll buy these, I'll list them, and I'll just use them until they sell. And when it's, you know, kind of an older item like that, as long as I'm not banging it up, you know, there's no big deal with me kind of enjoying it and using it. So bought it for $150, sold it for $240. Not, you know, like a huge profit for an item that I paid $150 for to only make 60 bucks, but like I said, I enjoy watches, and I enjoyed it while I had it. Then we have another Gucci tie, sold for $39. Kind of a unique pattern, very modern looking, purple and gray. Paid $4 for it, so that was with Gucci ties. I'd say that I'm usually getting like 40 bucks to 50 bucks at the most on Gucci, but that's, you know, that's pretty good. 3 not so great shoe purchases, followed by a brand that I absolutely loved, and we'll finish up with this one. But these are Magnanis in a single monk strap shoe. Absolutely beautiful condition. Almost wanted to list these as new, but you know, there's just enough signs of wear that I couldn't put them as new. But even used, these sold for $80 on a best offer that I took. Originally I listed them up at $175, which, believe it or not, was not unreasonable, but I was finding most of these were selling, you know, down around like $125, and I ended up just deciding to take 80 bucks and keep money cash flowing there. So, but Magnanis in general, every pair that I've found that were in good enough condition for me to pick up turned into at least $50 profit. So that's a really good brand, and it is a brand that you could feasibly make well over $100 profit on the right pair of shoes. This pair of shoes, had I been more patient and just sat on them, I probably could have made that on these, but that's just not where my mindset's at right now. I'm really trying to be more open to quick sales and just keep that sell-through rate building up.
All right, so there you guys have it. It's a little bit of an insight as to what's been selling for me recently on eBay, a little bit of what I've done to help kind of boost my business, and hopefully it just, you know, motivates you guys to keep plugging away. Consistency is the name of the game, whether you're wanting to take this part-time or full-time. Anybody that you see that's successful with this or anything else tells you it's the consistency that really makes the difference. So if you guys found this video helpful, informative, beneficial to you in any way, please, again, hit that like button for me. That's a huge help. And comment down below and subscribe, follow along, and I'll be putting out more videos for you guys in the future. Let me know down below what you'd like to see me make more videos on, because I really do use those for content ideas. So until next time, guys, happy selling. Have a great day.